tackle at the foul line. A shot on Elo. Good! The Bulls win it! They win it!
And welcome to the heart of the great North, Minneapolis, Minnesota. And the Neons are up. The Stars on the marquee. The best in the game of basketball on display at the Target Center. 19,000 in person to enjoy. Hello, everyone. I'm Dick Enberg, and welcome to this mid-season celebration. Historically, it has chronicled the greatest players in the history of basketball, America's sport. And we're pleased to have two of them with us to work side by side. Magic Johnson, 11 times an All-Star, 3 times an All-Star. Steve Jones, you've got to have a lot of thoughts, a lot of memories.
Well, yes, superstars will be superstars in this game. Now, this game has a game within a game because we're trying to find out who is the man of the NBA. And the players are trying to figure that out. That's why Shaquille O'Neal, he's going to come out and he wants to be the MVP because he wants to prove to everybody he can play basketball. Then there's Patrick Ewing who says, Shaquille, you're not the man because I'm the man. Then you got David Robinson, Scottie Pippen, Karl Malone saying, hey, what about us? You don't give us any respect. So this is our game to get our respect and try to be the MVP of this game.
All those dream teamers, Charles Barkley, of course, is injured, will not play, and Michael Jordan is gone, but in their place are some very talented newcomers to this All-Star Classic.
We got 10 new players making their debut, and that kind of muddies the whole picture. When you think about 10 new players, they want to establish who they are and the fact that they belong. So there's no chance, absolutely no chance, that they're going to allow your man, Shaquille O'Neal, to be the MVP. And I'll tell you another reason why. He's got no friends. You've got to have some friends in this game. You look at all of the teammates that are playing together, and unless Shaquille O'Neal can convince Mark Price that he is suddenly a teammate of his, he is not going to be the MVP.
And if you want a friend in this game, you want the guy that handles the pumpkin. Now, that was your role, and in fact, you told me you helped a couple of buddies win the MVP.
Yes, when I played with Ralph Sampson one year, I helped him win the MVP as well as Tom Chambers. Now, let's get this straight. The point guard will dictate who will be the MVP of this game. Now, if I was Shaq O'Neal, I would have my hands in my pocket paying those point guards to pass me the ball.
So you say, Shaq, that you would be a friend to Big Shaq, the 22-year-old monster from Orlando?
No question about it, because at the end, I would say, Shaq, when you get that check for being the MVP, reach in your pocket and give me some of it, big fella.
All right, let's meet the Stars from the East and the Stars of the West, the 44th Annual Classic. And here to announce them, Bill Westland.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are the participants in the 1994 NBA All-Star Game. First, from the Eastern Conference, the head coach is a member of the Basketball Hall of Fame and only the second coach in history to win more than 900 games. From the Atlanta Hawks, Lenny Wilkins. The assistant coaches are Dick Helm and Brian Winters of the Atlanta Hawks. The trainer for the East All-Stars is Mike Abdenor of the Philadelphia 76ers. Selected by the coaches, but unable to play today because of injury, from the Charlotte Hornets, Alonzo Mourning. Appearing in his first All-Star game, this exciting point guard ranks among the league leaders in steals and assists, guiding his team to the top of the Central Division. From the Atlanta Hawks, Mookie Blaylock. Four years ago, he was playing in the CBA. Now he's an all-star, and his explosive scoring and stifling defense help make his team a power in the East. From the New York Knicks, John Starks. This 9-year veteran anchors the best defense in the Eastern Conference. One of the league's top rebounders and strongest players, he puts the power in power forward. A first-time All-Star from the New York Knicks, Charles Oakley. This veteran forward is is having his finest season as the workhorse for the world champion Chicago Bulls. His scoring, rebounding, and defense have Bulls fans thinking about number 4. Playing in his first All-Star game, Horace Grant. This hot-shooting point guard has the highest career free throw percentage in NBA history. He was a member of the All-NBA first team last season, and he's back at the helm of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Appearing in his 4th All-Star game, Mark Price. You know this dazzling forward as the human highlight film. He's entertained NBA fans for 12 seasons as one of the most exciting players the league has ever seen. Making his 8th All-Star appearance from the Atlanta Hawks, Dominique Wilkins. An All-Star for the 8th time, this 7-footer has the best outside shooting touch of any center in the NBA. He's a dominant shot blocker whose presence in the paint anchors one of the league's best defensive teams. From the New York Knicks, Patrick Ewing. And now the starting lineup for the East All-Stars. At guard, having the finest season of his 3-year career, one of the best pure point guards in the NBA. A first-time All-Star from the New Jersey Nets, Kenny Anderson. At the other guard, this 6'2" Dynamo is helping to keep the Bulls on top this season. He's one of the NBA's top 3-point shooters and a scoring threat from anywhere on the floor. Also playing in his first All-Star game, B.J. Armstrong. At forward, making his first All-Star game appearance, he was the NBA Rookie of the Year in 1991, and his scoring and rebounding have led the New Jersey Nets to 2 consecutive playoff appearances. Derek Coleman. At the other forward, a talented all-around player who owns 3 championship rings. Under his leadership, the Chicago Bulls are back in the race again, aiming for a 4th straight title. Making his 4th All-Star appearance, Scottie Pippen. Finally, at center, the leading vote-getter in the Eastern Conference and an All-Star for the 2nd straight season. He's the youngest player in the 1994 NBA All-Star game, but certainly not the smallest. From the Orlando Magic, Shaquille O'Neal. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your Western Conference All-Stars. The head coach is a man who has guided his team to the best start in franchise history. From the Seattle Supersonics, George Karl. The assistant coaches are Bob Kloppenberg, Tim Grigorich, and Terry Stotts from the Seattle Supersonics. The trainer for the West All-Stars is Jay Jensen of your Minnesota Timberwolves. This feisty point guard leaves opponents sleepless in Seattle. Running the show for one of the best in the West, a first-time All-Star from the Supersonics, Gary Payton. This second-year guard has emerged as a major Bay Area attraction. His pinpoint perimeter shooting and high-flying drives have the Golden State Warriors in playoff contention once again. A first-time All-Star, Latrell Sprewell. A first-time All-Star, he was the NBA's 6th Man of the Year in 1993. He can play forward or center, leading his team in scoring and shot blocking and headbands. From the Portland Trail Blazers, This high-scoring forward has established himself as a dominant force inside and out. He stands 6'10", but moves with the grace and quickness of a guard. Playing in his second straight All-Star game from the Los Angeles Clippers, Danny Manning. This dynamic playmaker leads the most powerful offense in the NBA. He led his team to the best record in the league last season and a berth in the 1993 NBA Finals. Appearing in his third All-Star game from the Phoenix Suns, Kevin Johnson. He's the ultimate floor general, but consummate playmaker for the Utah Jazz. The NBA's leader in assists for the past 5 seasons and the co-MVP of the 1993 NBA All-Star Game, appearing as an All-Star for the 6th time, John Stockton. This gifted center has been an All-Star each of his 5 NBA seasons. His quickness, agility, and all-around skills make him one of the league's most unstoppable forces. The heart and soul of the San Antonio Spurs, the Admiral, David Robinson. And now the starting lineup for the West All-Stars. At guard, a second-time All-Star and a first-time starter, he leads all guards in scoring, starring for one of the league's youngest teams. Representing the Sacramento Kings, Mitch Richmond. Also at guard, a veteran whose grace and style have entertained fans for 11 seasons. He earned the nickname The Glide for his smooth moves to the hoop. From the Portland Trail Blazers, an 8-time All-Star, Clyde Drexler. Stranger to the NBA All-Star Game, appearing for the 7th time, while once again leading his team to prominence in the Midwest Division. The all-time leading scorer for the Utah Jazz and the co-MVP of last year's All-Star Game, the mailman, Karl Malone. At forward, starting in an All-Star Game for the first time, one of the league's brightest young stars. His thunderous dunks and ferocious rebounding provide the force behind one of the NBA's best teams. From the Seattle Supersonics, Shawn Kemp. At center, this veteran was the NBA's Defensive Player of the Year in 1993. He's playing the best basketball of his career, leading his team to the top of the Midwest Division. Playing in his 9th All-Star Game from the Houston Rockets, Hakeem Olajuwon. Finally, the leading All-Star vote getter and the colorful centerpiece of the Phoenix Suns. Unable to play today due to injury, he was the NBA's most valuable player last season and the MVP of the 1991 NBA All-Star Game. 8-time All-Star, Charles Barkley. Ladies and gentlemen, your 1994 NBA All-Stars.
What else can you say?
What a play! Big shot! Oh my goodness!
The crowd is going wild.
If this isn't the best game in league history, it's up there. Holy smokes! This is what the WNBA is all about. Unbelievable! Oh, what a sensational move! Vince Carter taking over. Incredible. Indeed. Wow, what hasn't he done tonight? What a finish. Oh, my. What a shot by Jameson. That was remarkable.
Harvey continues.
That's as good as it gets.
That's all about hustle right there.
Deep three, she got it.
Diana Taurasi getting off to a hot start.
Don't bring that weak stuff in here.
Oh, my goodness.
Somehow gets the roll. This is amazing.
What a move. What a pass. Oh, what a bucket.
The language, everyone with their own code words, and communication will be interesting today.
Well, early on, you can probably expect a little sloppiness because everybody trying to get to know each other, but it's going to pick up from then on.
So wait a minute, what happened to you? You're in the tank. You know this is your game. Now you got to get with it already. Now bring something.
Okay, I will.
Blue in the East, the blue in the East team, the West and white. Shaq gets it first and has it taken away by Mitch Richmond. Richmond to the Warriors to Olajuwon, and that's what Carl asked him to do, run the floor.
Well, he told him, do you want to be the MVP? Run the floor, and the guys will get you the ball. And he started off running the floor already.
There was a track meet. There were a lot of guys, so that tells us they got 4 or 5 guys that want to be MVP.
The Nets' Kenny Anderson is off mark, and here comes Clyde Drexler, the Clyde of Portland. First half of the season, off numbers for Drexler, but he says now he's 100%. Sean Kemp of the Sonics unable to connect and out of bounds to the West.
The best thing about getting out and running is finding somebody that's going to get you the ball, and you can see Olajuwon on the other end and an easy deuce, and he said, Derek Coleman, you're going to have to chase me to death.
Derek Coleman bats that one out of bounds. What can Olajuwon not do, Magic? I mean, he's just having an MVP season.
Well, I think that hey, he's done it all, and I'm sure he will continue in the second half of the season. It's going to be hard not making him the MVP, but also David Robinson is having an outstanding season as well.
Pippen off the miss by Olajuwon, and the Chicago Bulls star has it batted off. Olajuwon, rebound Malone, intercepted by Derek Coleman, so the defense back for the East. It's B.J. Armstrong open to tie it up. Well, with Michael Jordan gone, Bulls have 3 All-Stars here in Minneapolis, and they only had 2 with Michael. It just shows you the depth of that Bulls team. We just didn't appreciate the total greatness.
Well, and also the fact that they're winners. People, you forget about that. You don't win 3 championships and only give all the credit to one man.
Olajuwon missed, and Malone and Kemp couldn't bat in the rebound. And Anderson fools Coleman with a pass.
See, like I was saying earlier, Steve, this is what happens in All-Star games, especially the first quarter. It's always, guys trying to get used to different passers or different guys' touch where they want the ball. And see Sean Kemp putting that one in. But as the game picks up, as it goes along, you're going to see excellent basketball being played.
You really feel strongly that the best All-Star games are games where you're on the go. You told your teammates, let's run.
Oh, yeah, no question, because Scottie Pippen gets to be Scottie Pippen, Clyde Drexler gets to be Drexler, and the fans love it when they slam, dunk, and run.
That's Drexler, and the old man can still run.
It's amazing how fast you can get old, because all of the guys from the 80s are now looking at rabbits from the 90s.
Uh-oh, don't talk about us now.
Malone right off the head of Pippen with that pass. No disrespect for the dream teamer Clyde the Glide.
Well, there used to be a time when this would have been above the rim, but 2 is still 2, and Drexler slides in for an easy opportunity.
6-2, the West in the lead. It's Mitch Richmond from outside. Coleman bats it out to Pippen. Scottie Pippen has it knocked away by Drexler.
Well, we can see that both big men, well, on either side, they only touched it one time, and Akeem had a layup. So let's see if they can get Shaq involved.
That's the first time that they've got the ball to Shaq, and he shot it right away. So he knows it's not going to be coming in there very many times.
It's not going to go back out once it's down in the hole. Karl Malone. Rebound Kemp in the crowd, and O'Neal takes it away. Pippen is fouled. Anderson with a clever feed. Let's go back to Shaq O'Neal.
The best thing about O'Neal in this situation is he takes up so much space, and once he gets it down in here, he's shooting down on the hoop. Now, everyone says he needs to develop that shot a little bit more, but every game he gets more confidence in it. He could be wearing that shot out this afternoon if he didn't get the ball. Now, that's the real story, getting the ball.
That's true. You know what? The thing about Shaquille also is the fact that, he's so strong is the fact that I think it's more his touch than anything else. If he can just get the touch, like Kareem had a beautiful touch, that he's already a force, but he'll be a dominant force.
Pippen hits a deuce at 6-4 the West. O'Neal 305 pounds, just 22 years of age, and a steal by Pippen, one of the best in the game at that, and he ties it at 6. And out of bounds on the turnover. So the East spurred by Scottie Pippen.
Well, I think what George Karl was thinking was I'm going to use Shawn Kemp to be my point forward to bring the ball up, but you're going against one of the best defensive forwards in basketball, and that being Pippen, and he just ripped him and went down for the dunk.
The West team has a little bit of imbalance, and we'll find out whether the little guards can take advantage of the big guards, Anderson and B.J. Armstrong. They really haven't gotten by Drexler or Mitch Richmond.
Look at the crowd around Shaq, and they take it away. Mitch Richmond. And out of bounds to the East.
See, unfamiliar role. That's what's happening. Mitch Richmond is the guy who usually be receiving those passes to score. Now he's trying to be a passer.
Derek Coleman against Malone. Knocked away from the backside. Richmond.
Of all of the guys playing in the game, nobody wants to play in the game more than Mitch Richmond. Last year, he had to sit out with a broken thumb. This year, he got voted on. He's been trying to make this team and play in this game since he came into the league. He is one happy fellow.
It's tied at 6 early, and both teams cold off the start. 2 for 8 for the East, and the West has hit just 25%, 3 of 12. Coleman, the left-hander from way outside. Shaq collects the rebound. It's taken away by Olajuwon. Long pass to Karl Malone. And the mailman posts his first bucket. 8-6 West. Kemp on Pippen.
Come on.
Olajuwon trying to stop O'Neal, and it's Kemp up there with a block. And Shawn Kemp going up the elevator. His second block.
You know, Kemp told us yesterday that he has taken a lot of pride in his defensive efforts. Olajuwon gets off his feet, and without the help of Kemp, there is going to be a shot that goes up and probably a foul against Olajuwon.
Thus far, O'Neal 0 for 3. Pippen for 3. And Scottie Pippen gives the East their first lead at 9-8. 5:53 remaining. Check that, 7:13 remaining in this first quarter. Drexler. Malone. Oh, nice feed to Richmond. And the follow by Olajuwon. 10-9 to the West. 4 points for the Houston Star. Oh, Armstrong. Malone bats it out, and B.J. Scottie Pippen back-to-back trades. He's got 10 to lead all scorers.
Dick, I'm going to tell you that Scottie Pippen wants to be the MVP of this game real bad, because he wants to show everybody in the world and in the country that, hey, I wasn't riding on Michael Jordan's coattail. I can play this game of basketball.
And that's an example. He's always been a terrific defender. Strips Shawn Kemp of the ball, and that's a thunderous effort for him. And Scottie Pippen has improved his ability to shoot deep. You give him room, he's going to burn you, and Pippen has 10 in the first quarter.
Play hard, play smart, play together, all right?
Holy smokes! Oh, it's going to be that kind of game, is it? Unbelievable! Open it off the window. Can you believe it? Elevates. And fills it out. How about that for a surge of energy? Oh, my goodness!
Here comes
comes Avery Johnson. A title's at stake. Spurs are closing in. They want Duncan. Got it on the entry pass. Double team. Elliott on top. Elliott bluffs, drives, kicks. Avery Johnson in the lead. Yes. Avery Johnson drills it from the baseline, and the Spurs have regained the lead. The little guy sticks that dagger right toward your heart on every occasion. The San Antonio Spurs win their first ever NBA championship.
Ahmad Rashad here at the Target Center. And you guys over there, Magic, I was talking to Scottie about them big red shoes he has on. I told him that if he isn't the MVP of this game, he'll be Bozo the Clown.
Or get a part in the next Wizard of Oz.
Well, he learned a lot from Michael to how to be different, because Michael used to wear different shoes in every game. So Scottie's taking it from there from Michael Jordan.
Oh, you didn't start that? You didn't have some yellow shoes at one time?
I had some with yellow in it, and they were Bozo shoes too.
The long toss to Kemp. He sets it up for Olajuwon. A great save. Kemp realizing he was going to go out of bounds and left it on the table for Olajuwon, who has 6.
Not only was it a great pass, but also he used his head to say, hey, I'm going to save it and pass it behind my back for 2.
Kemp again with the block from the rear. Another one.
Olajuwon this time. Inside to Coleman from his teammate Anderson. Look at Olajuwon up over the top. And out of bounds off the back support.
Now, if I was Shaquille right now, I would be asking for Anthony Hardaway. See, because he's the only guy going to get in the ball. You see Kemp with a beautiful drop lead for Olajuwon. And Olajuwon, Kemp, and Malone are outrunning all of the big guys in blue for the East.
See the first substitution made by George Karl. The West takes out Kemp, and in is John Stockton. Kemp with 3 blocks in this opening quarter. Stockton, the star playmaker of the Utah Jazz. He's going after Magic Johnson's all-time assist record, and at his current pace, Stockton, about 40 games into next season, will have your mark.
Yes, and give him credit too, because he's been doing it over the course of his career in terms of making great passes. And what a guy for me to hand it over to.
B.J. Armstrong off the glass.
Did he call that? Did he call Banks, Steve?
Does it count?
Yes. Then he called it then, huh?
East leads by 3. Richmond unable to connect. Here comes Anderson on the run. Oh, toss to Pippen, trying to save, and was unable to do so.
Oh, Kenny, baby, you held it one dribble too long. As Scottie Pippen got out, and they tried to alley-oop, but it came up short.
B.J. Armstrong a breather, and Olajuwon up 15-14. The East lead is cut to 1. 8 points for Hakeem.
Hakeem is getting a chance to score the ball, and that's really the difference in the center position. They have surrounded Shaquille O'Neal every single time, and O'Neal is not getting that same kind of help at the other end.
John Starks of the Knicks replacing B.J. Armstrong in the backcourt. Shaq O'Neal goes to the line where he's had his troubles free throw shooting. Magic.
Yeah, well, he told us yesterday it's the fact that it's concentration, and usually he said either goes short or goes long. Let's see what happens.
Well, you told him to take more time at the line, and he did exactly that on the first one. You see that another great one, the Stilt, had his problems from the line. He tried everything, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And, you know, they're similar in built in terms of both being strong and both being big, too. And I think that he's going to improve because he wants to improve.
Drexler for 3. Oh, over the top. And here come the East. We have 4:29 remaining in the first quarter here at the Target Center in Minneapolis. And the East All-Stars with the 3-point lead and the ball. Anderson's quickness, but he has it knocked away. Stockton brings it down. Richmond. Oh! Karl Malone. Oh, what a fine pass to Olajuwon. And Scottie Pippen showing in this one quarter his do-all talent. I mean, he can shoot it, he can run the floor, he can steal it, he can block it.
Well, what happened here is it was a beautiful pass. You're going to see Karl Malone get the offensive board, whip it to Olajuwon. But watch this. Scottie goes right back up. He faked him once, and Scottie hit the ground, jumped right back up, and got the foul. But it was a beautiful effort by Scottie Pippen.
Here comes Patrick Ewing. Again and again and again, the Knicks star trying to lead them back to the NBA Finals, and Shaq O'Neal gets a hand as he comes out. Shaq 0 for 4 from the floor, is 2 points from the line. And Mark Price, who again won the long distance shooting in the All-Star Classic last night. He makes his first appearance, the Cleveland Cavaliers sharpshooter.
Well, let's see if he brings the same kind of three-point shooting to this game that he had last year when he made 6 of them off of winning the three-point contest.
Olajuwon with 10 to lead the West, a 1-point game. Stockton on Price. Starks over Richmond. Over the top for John Starks. He told us that he's going to try in the second half of the season cut down on the threes. He said, I'm always looking for the line. I need to take the open two, even if it's around 17, 18, 19. Forget about always moving back for the long one. Here comes the Admiral, David Robinson, for Hakeem Olajuwon. How'd you like to be a coach to make that substitution?
Well, you got the 2 big men in here now. They're going with the two big centers, and they got Hakeem and David Robinson in.
All right, Hakeem did stay, and it was Malone who goes out. Hakeem from outside. Rebound the Admiral. And a foul. Jake O'Donnell with the call. Jess Kersey and Danny Crawford are the other officials, and it's their moment of recognition as well to work this All-Star game.
But you know, George Karl, he likes combinations, and he likes to play different kinds of combinations. Now he's got 2 bigs, 2 smalls, and a medium.
Well, this is a game he would love to coach. He's loving this moment right now, George Karl, because he gets to do all the things that he always wanted to do in terms of a coach. Like you said, big, little, small, 1 big, 4 small. So we're going to see what he's going to do all evening, because he's loving this moment.
Tied at 17 as Pippen gets it to Derek Coleman. And the former Syracuse star and the big man for the Nets with his first points. Stockton through the fingertips of Drexler. East goes the other way. Stockton, who with Karl Malone, co-MVPs in the game at Salt Lake City a year ago.
Now, how does the East Magic get a quicker game? They're not getting anything cheap right now.
Drexler steals. Stockton with the feed. And it's Olajuwon, and the big man outrunning the defense again. He has a dozen.
The reason they can't run is because of just that. Hakeem getting out running and dunking or laying it up. They have to speed up the game, get rebounds, and get out into the open floor. Also, I think, too, that he has to put in one of the point guards.
Patrick Ewing's first shot is there.
Maybe Mookie or Kenny Anderson or BJ really running the floor, bringing the ball up quick.
Kevin Johnson and Danny Manning getting ready to come in for the West as Stockton ties it up at 21. His first points. Drexler on Pippen. Teammates in Barcelona partially blocked, but a foul. Olajuwon, his second. And with that, a timeout. There's 2:35 remaining in the opening quarter. And the West and the East are even at 21.
Rockets fans smell victory. Rockets have the ball with the game tied and 6.7 to play. Drexler outside, Maloney, Johnson at the buzzer. Eddie Johnson hits at the buzzer to give the Rockets a 95-92 win over the Jazz.
This is George Karl's first All-Star game, but George Karl had another first. He was on the first team to play in China in 1973. Led a group of collegiate All-Stars. As a matter of fact, it's in this gym that George Karl fell in love with the dunk. He could dunk in that ball game, and George Karl, they had a good time. But who is that man?
Who is that young guy? Oh, my goodness, who was that?
Hey, how about that? Red and white. That was my favorite red and white tie. 1973.
Hey, and your hair was a different color.
Yeah, that was a great. That was an all-star game. The first time ever the Americans played a team game in the People's Republic of China in Peking. 18,000. It cost 10 cents for a ticket to see the game.
Wow.
George Carl. He was the veteran on that young team. Alvin Adams, Quinn Buckner.
How much did the tie cost?
Lonnie Kruger. In those days, not very much, I'll tell you that. I worked for Eddie Einhorn and TBS in those days. You just went on the trips for the meal money. Now the multi-millionaires of the game. Danny Manning into the game, and his first shot is there. Stolen by Kevin Johnson as Johnson and Manning, their first appearance, and KJ with an easy two.
Oh, what a bait. He baited John Starks into thinking he was going to pull it back out, and he went in another gear and went right past him for the easy layup.
The West leading, Mark Price in heavy traffic and out of bounds to the east.
Number 21, Dominic Wilkins.
You'll see the steal right there by Kevin Johnson. Watch him back out, and now watch him come back again. Boom, right by, and an easy two for Kevin Johnson.
Ooh, what a move he put. You know that was a nice move he put on him.
Charles Oakley and Dominique Wilkinson as John Starks ties it at 25. Well, this first quarter very competitive. The biggest lead, 4 points.
And the amazing thing about this game, it seems like the West is dominating, but the scoreboard is tied.
Robinson inside and the contact with Patrick Ewing.
33.
That is one thing that John Stockton can really do, is penetrate and make a shot for somebody else. It was just a good play by John, and David read him and came to the hole and got the pass and went up and got the foul.
Follows the Eastern Conference's first team foul in the final 2 minutes of the quarter.
Will Smith, Fresh Prince. He's been a part of this whole great weekend, great week, and terrific basketball fan.
It seems like every year he comes out and is a part of it, as a lot of celebrities comes out to this event. This is one of the great sporting events in terms of all-star games. Everybody comes and wants to be a part of it.
Just ran into Jimmy Connors, the great tennis star. He's here with his son, enjoying the action. Charles Oakley. Oakley, the number 2 rebounder in the league, to Dennis Rodman. 15 different men have scored out of the 24 in uniform off the fingertips of Robinson, and with 1:26 left in the opening quarter, the East with a ball and a 1-point lead. Whoops. Price getting a little extra footwork out of that one.
It's the all-star game. Let them show their skills.
Cliff Robinson of Portland. Starks with the rebound, and Dominique.
Now, that's the first time that the West has been beaten back with something over the top. Dominique Wilkins didn't do like last year. He's going to warm up before he starts thinking about dunking.
That's right. He's not 21 anymore.
David Robinson to Danny Manning. Knocked away and picked up by Kevin Johnson. Cliff Robinson over Ewing. Oh, David Robinson. They don't count it. Basket interference by David Robinson, and the East with the biggest lead of the quarter, 31-26. Here's Robinson into the cookie jar. Price, the open man. Rebound Manning. Stockton with a dribble. Final seconds, opening quarter.
They're going to hold for one play, and John Stockton gives it to one of the guys that's the best in the league. It's just blowing by his man.
David Robinson knocks Starks out of the way and has his 4th point. 31-28. The East with a couple of seconds left, and Manning trying to deny Mark Price, and it'll cost a couple of free throw shots by Price with 1/10 of a second left in the quarter.
Well, it seems like the pace is picking up, so to make the game better, because they're picking the tempo up on both sides, East and West.
Well, watch Mark Price, and you tell me, Magic, why he's the best all time from the line.
Takes his time, follow through, bend his knees. You know, he has a whole total package. He's not in a rush, like I was telling Shaquille. Don't be in a rush. Look at him, just taking his time, and the follow through is wonderful. I mean, you know, And the thing about it is, even in college basketball, free throw shooting is down there, just like it is here in the NBA.
12 for 12, the All-Stars free throw shooting in this opening quarter. 33-28 the East, led by Scottie Pippen, and the West with Hakeem Olajuwon. Two men also battling for the MVP honors for the regular year.
They have to foul. Nash looking, tied up, reach in. Wall, a jump ball! A jump ball! Hold your position!
6 and 1/10 remaining in the overtime, and the Suns leading 98-97. Tip one by one, flicks it outside of Kobe, takes it to midcourt. Kobe.
Bryant for the win! Bang!
Kobe Bryant has hit a shot at the buzzer! Oh my goodness!
It was a 10-point Spurs lead. Barkley picks and rolls and scores. Robinson on Barkley. It's his game to win, or we go to overtime. Barkley, 20-footer, yes! Charles Barkley with an MVP jump shot. And the Suns have won the Western Conference semifinal 4-2.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ahmad Rashad back at the Target Center. Now, Scottie, this game seems to be very competitive for an All-Star game.
Well, it is. We got a lot of new faces here in this game, and a lot of these guys are out here trying to prove a lot and just making the game a lot of fun. And there's not going to be much scoring, but some defense being played as well.
Yeah, but you talk about scoring, you've been letting it fly.
Well, I was feeling good. I came out here and shot before we started to play, and my shot has been flowing, so I'm letting it flow.
All right, Magic been talking about your shoes. Let's go over to Hannah.
Mir, Hakeem Olajuwon is not only an early MVP candidate in the league, but also in this game. 12 points in the first quarter. How are you able to be effective against those guys from the East?
Well, just try to do my best, run down the floor. But right now, what's so important is for us to win. When we win, I have a very good chance.
Oh, you sound very serious about this, like you're taking this game seriously.
Well, you know, you play to win, and everybody's trying to win this game.
All right, let's get back to the game, Dick.
All right, thank you, Hannah and Ahmad. Andy Manning to John Stockton. Knocked away by Mark Price. Saved by Stockton to KJ. Oh, good midair fake, and what a play. Kevin Johnson of Phoenix. His fourth point.
Well, I tell you, he has the quickness, and then he has the ability to not only when he gets there to make a fake, but also put the ball in the basket at the same time.
You see him make that adjustment just as Patrick Ewing is reaching out to try to make that block, and now he has a chance for a three-point play.
Still wearing the testimony to the chicken pox battle that he suffered through this past month. Ewing with a foul is second. Three-point game, and Dominique Ewing battling and gets the rebound. Starks from inside the line.
There was two teammates running that pick and roll play, and that's why John Starks hopefully setting a good pick and John letting it fly.
Oh, nice move by Stockton. The Utah Jazz playmaker has 4.
Now you can tell the game. See, they're more comfortable now. Now the guys are making individual moves. In the first quarter, we didn't get quite as much as that.
Patrick Ewing from his spot. He's 2 for 2. 5-point Eastern advantage. Author Stephen King. I wonder what mystery he sees in this one.
We have two of the best jump shooting centers to play in the league and in the history of the game in Patrick Ewing and Hakeem Olajuwon. So both of those guys are going to get a chance to do what they do best, because they can play out on the floor where O'Neal has to stay inside.
Oakley knocks it away.
And what happens too, the game opens up for everybody, because Shaq is not on the box, and then so the lane is clear, so you can drive more and get open shots.
Robinson right back to David Robinson. Robinson to Robinson, unrelated of course, and Cliff of Portland feeds it to Stockton. 3-point Eastern advantage with 10:18 left in this opening half. Starks. Oh, nice pass to Ewing. He knew the man to throw it to. And now outside to Price for 3. Down the bottom of the well, and the biggest lead of the game, the East, now by 6.
I couldn't believe how many passes they actually made in an All-Star game. There's usually one pass. That
may be a record.
Yes, it was 3 passes that time.
David Robinson is as quick as a cat in getting to the middle and just mistimed this one, and the ball springs long, and out of that they were able to score. But you'll see even the biggest can mistime that jump.
Timeout with 9:57 left in this opening half. The East in front by 6, the biggest advantage by either team. Ewing in the hole. Blaylock is making his first appearance. Ewing foul. Then Robinson with the reach.
Guys like Mookie Blaylock, the other guys love to play with him because he's going to get you the ball. So Patrick Ewing, you're going to see him probably get a lot of shots now, or Dominique Wilkins, because Mookie can penetrate. He can create shots for guys. So guys in All-Star game love to play with a guy like Mookie Blaylock.
Blaylock in, and so is Gary Payton of the Seattle Supersonics making his first appearance. That means that only Horace Grant and Latrell Sprewell of the Golden State Warriors have yet to see action.
Well, the East has a combination now. They don't have so many first-year players in, so they have a little bit better continuity. And since they've made those substitutions, they've been able to control the scoreboard. Kevin Johnson.
He handcuffs David Robinson. And reach-in foul called by Jake O'Donnell.
Well, I haven't seen David do this much pump faking. He's doing a lot of faking, and I don't think he has to. He should just take it over the top and slam it.
Dominic Wilkins with his first foul. Kevin Johnson from the side, a two-pointer. East lead back to 6 with 9:15 left in the half. Mookie Blaylock of the Hawks. All the way out to Gary Payton, Seattle's fine playmaking guard and defensive star. Johnson, tough runner. Price with a rebound. Oh, what a pass to Blaylock. Blocked by Cliff Robinson. Goaltending the call. Well, Mookie Blaylock has his first 2.
Now he will settle down and relax, because I think he was going so fast. He was uncomfortable. Now he's comfortable in terms of being here, and you will see a lot of good things from Mookie Blaylock now.
Mark Price has really been a pest out there defensively, and another steal. Now Wilkins comes over the top.
10-point lead.
Transition game, that's what you want. That's what these players come for.
David Robinson and a foul.
Since the change and Mark Price has gone into the backcourt, the East has been able to get some cheap baskets and get a little bit better continuity. Price has been a big story in terms of settling them down. He's got 7 himself and is keeping everybody involved.
Mookie Blaylock with a foul, and David Robinson at the line. Robinson this year, the second best scoring percentage in the league, and free throw attempts the busiest of all. And what's surprising is the man in the third spot, Karl Malone, usually a couple hundred more free throws than anyone else, but not this season. What's that tell you, Magic?
Well, it tells me that David has been very active, and he is so happy. He told me yesterday that he's so happy that Dennis Rodman is on his team, because he's taking a lot of pressure off of him and freeing him up in the fourth quarter to play his game.
Horace Grant in the game, got the rebound, and a great setup. Payton to Cliff Robinson. 46-40 the East with 8:10 left in the half. Danny Manning's second foul.
Big men will run when there's a reason to be able to finish, and you can see Cliff Robinson stretched out. And Gary Payton is one of the best at leaving the ball right at the rim, so they don't have to do anything but catch it and throw it down.
Mark Rice, who's great shooting last year, got the East in overtime. Hits his 9th point, and Danny Manning with the answer at the other end for the West. LA Clippers ace, but will it be for long in Los Angeles for Manning? Some rumors circulating the 2 men guarding each other now. Manning and Dominique Wilkins might change home sites. Ewing with the body, and the follow by the veteran Dominique Wilkins, the oldest man in the game. Dominique now 34. Now the number 10 scorer all time. Sprewell is in, so everyone has seen some duty. The steal, and the Wilkins going the other way, and a foul by Gary Payton. His first. Dominique Wilkins, I talked with him yesterday. I said, you remember the first All-Star Neek. He said, oh, boy, do I ever. I walked in that locker room, and there's my idol, eyeball, Dr. J. He said, I still have the ball at home, autographed by Julius Erving.
Well, Dr. J was everybody's idol. Matter of fact, just like we think now that the NBA will go down because Michael Jordan has retired, we all thought as young players when Dr. J retired that the NBA would fold up too. But it kept going. But Dr. J just set the tone. You're talking about creativity, showmanship, and class. That's Dr. J.
He brought a level not only in his above the rim play, but an elegance to this game.
Yes. And taught us young players a lot about being professional, too, at the same time.
From outside, Cliff Robinson wearing a rare blue headband. You don't see that up in Portland, Oregon.
Well, if he does well, he'll probably take it with him and he'll wear it, despite the fact that it doesn't match with his team colors.
Well, Wilkins has a hot hand. Horace Grant with one of his specialties, an offensive rebound and a reach-in foul. Sprewell with a left hand. Timeout, 6:54 left in the opening half. And it's the East enjoying a lead of 8.
4:10 remaining in the 5th game. Here they go. They get it to Fisher. He scores! Scores at the buzzer! We got to take a look at it, but I got to tell you, live it looked good. You know, at the risk of being a shill, now I know why they say we love this game. We love this game. What? It's just unbelievable.
Listen, next time down, okay? Next time down, we come down the court.
An All-American at Providence, Lenny Wilkins. No one in NBA history as a player and coach has been in more games, and now he's only 35 behind the immortal Red Auerbach of the Boston Celtics, and he too an All-Star 9 times here in 1971, wearing the Seattle Supersonics colors. Scored 21, leading the West to a 108-107 victory, and Lenny Wilkins named the game MVP. Listen to the guys he beat out: Lou Alcindor, Will Chamberlain, Elvin Hayes, Oscar Robertson, Jerry West. Lenny Wilkins.
Fierce competitor, too.
Steal by Cliff Robinson, and here come the West, down by 8.
Well, you can tell that by the way every time out he's got something new for them to think about and where they want to attack. Sprewell gets a foul on B.J. Armstrong.
First on Armstrong. And that gives us a chance to see a man who's put in more time. He's punched the clock and done a lot of work. Latrell Sprewell as Hakeem Olajuwon returns. There's young Sprewell, and he was as wide-eyed as anyone at the practice a couple days ago.
Yes. You know what? And he probably is happy that he's had these couple days off because he's been averaging, what, 44 minutes a game?
Almost 45.
And he must be happy just to get some rest. And so a guy like him, the fans, now he's a first-year player, so don't expect him to get a lot of minutes. But don't be disappointed because this is what happens to first-year players. Coach George Karl as well as Wilkins, Coach Wilkins got to make a decision on what guys won't play a lot of minutes, and it's usually the first-timers in terms of playing an all-star game.
So Shaq O'Neal replacing Patrick Ewing, and the pass by Anderson goes off the knee of a Western player.
The same thing happened last year to Shaquille O'Neal. He didn't get a lot of minutes.
One of the purple people eaters, Carl Eller, one of the great ones in that terrific defense of Bud Grant's. Horace Grant, speaking of defense, unable to make that, but Dominique with a second chance, and he scores. So the veteran Wilkins has 10. 9-point the lead.
He can still score.
Cliff Robinson off the mark, and the East the other way.
Now let's see if this West combination, which has Sean Kemp, Olajuwon, and David Robinson, can outrun that front line of O'Neal, Grant, and Wilkins and get the West back into the game.
B.J. Armstrong. And the Bulls. Outside shooter has 7. East hikes the lead to 11 with just under 6 minutes to go in the half. Payton to Olajuwon. Oh, nice pass to Kemp, but he was too far under, so Gary Payton way off the mark and out of bounds with Sean Kemp. Let's go to Ahmad.
All right, thanks. Thanks, Dick. I'm here with Alonzo Mourning. And Alonzo, I know it's got to be a big thrill for you to be here at the All-Star game, but it's a little bit disappointing that you're not able to play.
Well, I'm very disappointed, but I think my health is a whole lot more important right now and trying to get better and so I can go back and help the Charlotte Hornets win some ball games.
At what point do you think you'll be ready to go back? You have a torn calf muscle. When do you expect to be back?
Well, it's getting a whole lot better. I've gotten off my crutches and I'm walking a whole lot normal now. I can't jump on it, but we predict in about a week to 10 days, hopefully, it'll feel better in about a week to 10 days.
Congratulations on being here and good luck to you with that injury. All right, back to you, Dick.
Alonzo Mourning told us that he thinks maybe about 2 more weeks before he's really ready to go full bore. How about Charles Barkley? You were talking with him. When is he going to return for the Suns?
He said he'll be in Wednesday night. He can't wait, he said. He's ready to go, and he's looking forward to trying to lead the Phoenix Suns to a championship. And, Steve, I'm picking Phoenix to win it all.
Well, you're not going out on a limb.
I'm going on Phoenix.
You think that Phoenix has a better chance than Seattle?
Yeah, I think Phoenix will win this year.
Dominique,
and that's based on the fact that they were there a year ago?
No, that's based on the fact of A.C. Green and Cedric Ceballos. That's the fact.
9-point game. Open in the corner, and Blaylock nails the 3. His first one. Now he has 5. And the East opens up a 12-point advantage.
And the reason that being the East is up because they're playing better as a team, moving the ball better.
Stockton, 8 points for him.
Well, the West started out that way, and they had a real good game plan with their sprint out, and once Lenny Wilkins made some adjustments, they got a lot better continuity, and the West is now beginning to overpass. They passed up some shots. Sean Kemp had a layup 2 times and threw it out, and you're not going to catch up that way.
Horace Grant caught the West standing, and he collects his first points.
So is it fair to say that the East is playing their game where they want to punch it inside, slow the game down, and it's taking effect to the West where the West want to run and get out and dunk and get layups?
It's fair to say, and really the execution has been cleaner by the East, and it started with Mark Price. I mean, Scottie Pippen kept them going in that first quarter, and then everything changed.
Pippen for Dominique Wilkins, and that has been a very productive tandem for the Eastern All-Stars. Hannah?
Thanks, Dick. I'm here with Danny Manning, who's in the interesting position of being virtually assured of being traded before the deadline of February 24th. We understand that the Knicks have had some discussions with the Clippers regarding you. That's not one of the teams you said you wanted to play for. What would be your reaction going there?
I think New York has a great team and a great coach, and Coach Riley, but I really try not to get involved with the ups and downs of the trade talks because it's an emotional roller coaster. So I try to just stay back and not worry about it, and if it happens, it happens.
Well, you really can't control which team you might be traded to, but you can control whether or not you'll sign with them. Is there any team that you would consider signing with since you're going to be an unrestricted free agent at the end of the year?
A few teams I'll consider signing with, but, right now I just...
Like who?
You're trying to put me on the spot, and I don't want to give out my short list just yet, but there are a few teams I would sign with if I got there and felt very comfortable.
All right, let's send it back to the game and Dick.
Well, Danny, one of the good guesses would be to go back home. He played high school ball in Greensboro, North Carolina, and Charlotte. Those uniform colors might be attractive on Manning. So a little run here by the West to cut into the lead. It's an 8-point game.
I think it's going to be more of a 5-man game, and we really have to play a complete basketball game. I don't think one man can beat the Boston Celtics.
What a great shot, and a basket and a foul. You talk about Bird's sheer determination in certain points of a game. Michael Jordan has those same qualities. Jordan ties the game.
Oh, boy.
63 points, and you're looking at an all-time record.
Oh, boy.
Michael Jordan.
This is a 15-point game.
This Blazer team has so much confidence, it is scary.
Shaw shooting the 3. Good on the left side. Brian Shaw brings the Lakers even at 75. 15 points in a row for LA. Now Bryant out between the rings, guarded by Pippen. Kobe on the move.
Kobe's down the middle. He's in deep. Throws to Shaq. Slam dunk.
From the brink of elimination to the brink of the NBA Finals.
Rebound the basketball. Keep your composure, keep your level high, win the damn game. Have some intensity to it. Just win the damn game.
George Karl offering his words of wisdom. Did you fellas really listen to the coaches in this game?
No. Only when the play was called for you did anybody listen. But one thing we did do, though, is we did try to win the game. And he was right.
Good call, Jay.
Sprewell missed the free throw after making the drive, and now gets back to the line on Shaq O'Neal's first foul.
If this weren't the All-Star game, that's worth a T.
Yes, it would have been a T.
Because the official would have assumed that he was being shown up.
Yes.
5 on switch. No rim, Latrell.
He's having a ball, isn't he?
Sprewell, who calls his mom every day. He gets 1 out of 2, so he has 4 points in the game. 61-54 the East. Beautiful setup as B.J. Armstrong finds a Chicago friend, Horace Grant. And it's Sean Kemp beating him down court for 4 points for him.
Beautiful pass by John Stockton. So, like I said, the pace is picking up, so we're seeing good action.
O'Neal looking for his first basket. He's 0 for 6. Scottie Pippen quiet since his early hot hand. B.J. not there. Hakeem clears to Payton. To Kemp. Oh, he can't connect. Didn't have a lot of room, but that could have been spectacular. Pippen, a three-pointer, and Dave Justice, the Atlanta Braves star, sees the home run hit by Pippen. He's got 15, 3 of them on trades. Hakeem blocked by Grant, and he's able to muscle in for the rebound.
I love it. It's starting to pick up. I'm excited now. The action is getting ready to take off.
Pippen working the baseline from Grant, and a hammerlock thrown on him by Sean Kemp, his second foul.
It's good to have friends and teammates because you know that they're looking for you. And I told you, there's a guy right there, Horace Grant, who is saying, BJ, you know, I haven't gotten anything yet. Sean Kemp finally gets a thunderous effort and an exclamation point, and they try to connect again. They said that they were going to try to entertain the crowd, and that was a missed entertaining effort, but they brought people off their seat.
Mitch Richmond and Karl Malone return for the West, and the East brings back Kenny Anderson. Anderson, the only Eastern player not yet to score.
People have to remember, fans, that the players play this game to entertain you, the fans, and they're trying to do a good job of doing that tonight.
Pippen to Olajuwon. And it's Kenny Anderson the other way. B.J. Armstrong.
That is B.J. Armstrong's spot, and he'll wear you out down there. Good play, Richmond.
Richmond answers for the West at 69-60. First points for Mitch Richmond. Less than 2 remaining in this first half. Anderson still scoreless. And Olajuwon can save the pass by Sean Kemp.
See, when the pace is this quick and fast, it takes the big men out of the game. Well, Shaquille was, 0 for 6? He's got up 6 shots. But the reason being the pace is quick, and also they've been double teaming him.
Richmond gets the rebound. 0 for 7 now for Shaq.
And that's what happens when you haven't touched the ball in a long time. You start shooting jump shots, things you don't really do during the regular season.
You don't see Karl Malone. We don't talk about his passing much, but he's offered a couple of beauties in this game. Rattles out for Pippen. That would have been 4 trays. Anderson, he's in the book. 9-point game.
Sean Kemp is having his all-star day and dream. He's getting to handle it, shoot it, run the floor, rebound it, dunk it, do everything.
Couldn't get that one up over Pippen. And there's Stockton knocking it away on the wraparound pass attempt by Pippen. Shaquille O'Neal, the 22-year-old Orlando Wonder, and wondering when he's going to get one. He's got 2 points on free throws.
They have kept him away from his favorite shot, which is the dunk. He's had to try to make some shots, and they've had a lot of pressure on him.
Horace Grant trying to set up Shaquille O'Neal, and Thurman Thomas. He and John Starks were at Oklahoma State for a year. Said he'll be pulling for the former Cowboy today. Stockton not there. Stockton steals it, and Kemp there. He misses the easy layup. And Pippen the other way for the East. 30 seconds left in the half. Pippen to his teammate B.J. Armstrong. Shaq inside. Look at all the arms.
Wow, everybody in white uniform around Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, man. Hey, 3 guys coming at him.
You said earlier that he didn't have any friends, meaning no one to pass him to. He's got a lot of enemies, too.
They must, if you're talking about a freeze-out, they must have all decided there'll be no throwdowns by Shaquille O'Neal today, because every time he's got it, he has had 3 or 4 white jerseys around him, and they're going to make him shoot free throws.
Well, he has to understand, when you make a movie, you got $40 million, you got a rap song, nobody else likes it.
I think it's the sideburns myself. The Isaac Hayes look. I think that's what they're protesting. 20-second timeout called.
We're probably going to go to a screen and roll, right? So if it's in the middle of the floor, we want to crowd up and get below the screen, okay? Now, if it's real deep, then go ahead and trap it. Go ahead and trap it if it's real deep, okay? And we got to close in.
Your C play. Mitch, you being the draw and kick. Sean, you and Akeem on the weak side, board on the weak side, okay?
Back to Shaq O'Neal. Remember, folks, he is the leading field goal percentage shooter in the NBA. He comes into this classic with a 61.5%, best in the league, and 0 for 8 today. Yeah, he's 22, and he's going to be around a long time, and some of the veterans, you can almost feel it, can't you? They're going to say, you got to earn your way there, big boy.
Right. You know, he's not only, he's also averaging, 28 points a game, and, you know, he has to find his way, and he's going to do that. And you can look for him to have a stronger second half. He's got to get a monster dunk to throw this crowd into a frenzy. He has to.
West trying to get that last shot up, trailing by 10. It's Mitch Richmond over Shaquille O'Neal. 4 points for Richmond. Stockton gets his hands on it, so does Pippen. And that's the end of the first half here in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where the Eastern All-Stars, led by the Chicago Bulls' Scottie Pippen, have a 72-64 lead. Stay tuned for the Prudential halftime report. That'll be coming up right after these messages.
What else can you say?
What a play! Big shot! Oh my goodness!
The crowd is going wild.
If this isn't the best game in league history, it's up there. Holy smokes! This is what the WNBA is all about.
Oh, what a sensational move. Vince Carter taking over. Incredible. Indeed. Wow, what hasn't he done tonight? What a finish. Oh, my. What a shot by Jameson. That was remarkable.
24 All-Stars and 19,000 fans here at the Target Center in downtown Minneapolis, and there was plenty to do this All-Star weekend. At the Metrodome, the NBA hosted the Jam Session. Lots of fun, attractions, things to buy, all ages. Chance to participate, to have just a good old time. Shooting some hoops and fulfilling dreams even as future announcers. Oh my. Even get a chance to meet and mingle with some NBA players. Good memories that certainly will last a long time. And a lot of folks who didn't have tickets for the All-Star game, tens of thousands able to enjoy all the festivities this week.
If 2-3 guys come, then it's better to throw it out and go for the
Lenny Wilkins trying to tell Shaq that if you throw it back out, you might have a better chance if it comes back in than trying to force it the way they're crowding 3-4 men around you.
Well, he wants him to kick it out and repost, get even deeper toward the basket, and when it comes back in, all he has to do is jam it or lay it up.
Coach, you got to tell him to throw it back here. Don't see. That's the reason I'm not throwing it back out.
Oh, good point. Hey, very good point.
Drexler with a no-look pass, and Starks was there for the East. Karl Malone with a steal. Ahead to Sean Kemp. Drexler not there, but Olajuwon now with 18 to lead all scores. Olajuwon with 16 and Stockton with 8, topping the West. Pippen 16, Wilkins 10, Armstrong and Price with 9 for the East.
This has been a high-scoring first half, and even though it doesn't seem that way, 72 for the East and 64 for the West, and they're still on pace to get some big numbers. Pippen can't control the ball.
That was going to be an easy slam for Scottie Pippen. It's Mitch Richmond, Sean Kemp, Karl Malone, Clyde Drexler, and Hakeem Olajuwon. West with the ball. The East with Anderson, Coleman, O'Neal, Starks.
And that's the repost that you wanted, and Olajuwon's been getting a chance to do that where O'Neal has not.
That's true. You said it. Here it is right here. We'll see what happens.
Well, they don't collapse on O'Neal, but he doesn't hit. He's 0 for 9.
Pushed him out. Akeem really pushed him out in terms of out of the lane, and it really affected O'Neal's shot that time.
O'Neal ahead to Starks. His teammate Coleman underneath. Starks for 3.
This time Shaquille O'Neal gets a chance to work, but again, notice he has to try to make a shot that he normally doesn't shoot. And when you're shooting shots that you're uncomfortable with, your percentage is going to drop dramatically, but he's going to go till he gets it in.
And there's Shaq off the bank, not there. Kemp climbing for the rebound.
And give Olajuwon credit. People don't realize he's one of the best defensive players in terms of centers in the game.
Holden against Malone, knocked away by Starks. So the 2 New York Metropolitan players. You can almost put a, well, you could put a 5-man Metropolitan team out there. There are 5 Knicks and the Nets. Kenny Anderson and Coleman of the Nets, and 3 Knicks in all-star uniforms. Anderson gets inside, and the pump not there. Olajuwon with a rebound. It's a 6-point Eastern lead as the West goes to work. Malone with 2. Gets it to Drexler. A couple of your teammates in Barcelona. And Karl Malone, who's averaging 21 in his 5 previous All-Star games, only with 2 today, but he's always been tough in these games.
Well, he's been an assist man tonight. He's really looking for the pass and doing a wonderful job of setting up other people.
Shaq ready to deliver the slam and the foul.
Beautiful pass by Kenny Anderson, too, to set him up. And their ideal tonight is to say, okay, Shaq, if you're going to get toward the basket, we're not going to let you get up. Go to the free throw line. You're not getting any dunks like you said earlier.
O'Neal's points have come on free throws. And he misses that one. Well, he's not the only All-Star that's had trouble in this game. Kareem went 1 for 10 12 years ago. James Worthy a 1 for 11. Olajuwon 2 for 14.
Oh, it'll get better for him next year for sure. Anthony Hardaway will be in this game. And he'll get all the passes he wants.
Drexler out to Olajuwon. Quick as a cat, Olajuwon. To Richmond on the side. And Anderson. Knocked away by Drexler. It appeared that Pippen, he could taste that slam. And Drexler denies.
Let's get some energy in the game.
Yeah, you're right, George Karl. Get some energy, because we got what has to happen here is the point guard's going to have to really start pushing the basketball.
But you got to remember that this unit, as Kenny Anderson rolls in, doesn't really have that point guard. So Drexler and Richmond, they struggle in that regard. They dribble it up when they should throw it ahead, and that would give them more of an open court and a chance for these big guys to go to work.
Karl Malone, mailman from the side, and now has 4. It's 75-70 the East, 8:41 left in the third. Scottie Pippen. Pride and joy of Hamburg, Arkansas. He now has 18.
All right, Scottie, keep making me look good, baby.
Hey, you're not supposed to root. You're not supposed to cheer.
No, I'm not cheering. He just made me look good. Now, he said he was going after it, so I said it on air, and I didn't want to be wrong.
Well, he's got another one for you. How's that? You can sit down now. Pippen with 4 trays and 21 in the game.
Now, he senses, when he came out and warmed up, that he had the shot. Normally, he's a guy that struggles from the perimeter, but he is letting it go, and he feels that almost everyone will go in. Nice steal, Kemp.
And he passes again to Drexler. Sean Kemp is more than unselfish in this game. 6 points for Drexler. The East lead is 6 with 7.5 to go in the third. Anderson with that quickness has another.
That's a bad matchup, and Kenny Anderson ought to be looking to take advantage of Richmond or Drexler every time he gets the ball to go down. He's going to make something happen, and there's where Shaquille O'Neal can get a thunderous effort inside.
Karl Malone looking inside and delivers the 18-footer. 6 for the Utah Jazz power forward.
That's Karl started, he didn't have that shot.
Yes, and I was going to say that's why he's the best power forward in basketball. Karl Malone basically changed the power forward spot. Here's a big man. You don't expect him to run that fast, get out on the break, dunk. But you also posting up as well as now adding the jump shot. And, hey, I thought Kevin McHale, and Kevin McHale was probably the best I've ever seen, but Carl rates right up there with him.
Karl Malone has his own trucking company, 9 trucks now, and he just said, I'm only 7.5 hours from Portland. I wonder what he meant by that. You see Malone among the elite in this game.
And also that he's been complaining he might want to be traded because he don't feel that the Utah Jazz is trying to win a championship.
Anderson makes the pick, but he had a little piece of jersey like a defensive back in the NFL, and he got caught. Timeout, 6:53 left in the third. It's the East in the lead.
That's crazy. He was very quiet.
Oh, we're in for a dandy tonight. The party continues.
That's as good as it gets.
That's all about hustle right there.
Deep three, she got it.
Diana Taurasi getting off to a hot start.
Don't bring that weak stuff in here. Oh, my goodness. Somehow gets the roll. This is amazing. What a move. What a pass. Oh, what a bucket.
Let's go back 40 years at Madison Square Garden. The Minneapolis Lakers' George Mikan, number 99, fouled with no time left in the game. Mikan would hit 2 free throws, forcing overtime, but the East, led by Bob Cousy, would win it 98-93. George Mikan and Bob Cousy. How's that for a couple of names? Jim Pollard named the game's MVP prior to overtime, but after it went to Cousy, and there's Mikan, the first big man in the game of basketball. Ahmad?
Now, seeing that this is the year of the big man, this is the original big man right here. What are your impressions of the NBA right now, George?
Well, it's terrific. I think it's quite entertaining, and the competition out is fantastic, and the players keep getting better all the time, Ahmad.
Speaking of players getting better, what is your impression of Shaquille O'Neal?
Oh, I think he's going to be, as he plays, he's just going to get better. Right now, there's a lot of things he just can't do yet, but how are you going to stop that big guy?
I don't know, and they used to think the same thing about you. How are they going to stop that big guy?
Right.
All right, back to you, Dick.
All right, and the great George Mikan, the star in this city, Minneapolis. Richmond and a foul. It's interesting that the Lakers, your LA Lakers, and of course when they moved from Minneapolis to Los Angeles, kept the nickname, although there's not a lake in the city of Los Angeles technically. At least you can't find one on the map. There's some things they call a lake. They haven't retired George Mikan's number 99. Don't you think that'd be appropriate?
Definitely, and I'm sure that's being looked in. And also, when you talk about the Lakers, it's also strange to not have a Laker, a Celtic, or a Piston in this game. And those are all the teams that dominated the 80s, and they are not represented in this game, and that's really strange for me.
Mitch Richmond gets the basket, and Shaquille O'Neal with his first field goal as he muscles one home and draws the foul.
Okay, Shaq, let's go now.
Well, the Shaq Diesel finally got it in deep enough and was able to get his body into Elijah one, get this one off the glass. John Stockton trying to give help, but they couldn't surround him soon enough.
This is the free throw, so he's 4 for 7 in the game.
What we need now is him to get out on that break and give us one of them high lobs and bring this house down.
Clyde Drexler outside with Pippen. Malone. Richmond over Starks, and O'Neal collects another rebound. Derek Coleman wearing 44. His idol was George Gervin, who wore that number. O'Neal underneath, and he can't get that one to drop, but draws another foul.
You talked about the power forward that is the power forward of today, and that is Karl Malone. The power forward of the future is out there as well, and Derek Coleman. Coleman can do a lot of the things that Karl Malone can do, only better. He can shoot deeper on the floor. He can rebound the ball. He can pass it, and that was a slick pass into Shaquille O'Neal. And now we just have to work on his mind. When he comes to play and dominate every single night, then you're going to talk about him in the same terms that you said, Mikhail, Malone, Coleman.
Yes, I think that Derek has to make up his mind that he wants to be in the same breath with Mikhail and with Karl Malone. And once he make up his mind that he wants to be, hey, look out.
Stockton unable to connect. Speaking of power, Sean Kemp, the Sonics star forward, limped off, and we'll get a report on his condition as Starks goes in. Malone picks off the rebound ahead to his Jazz teammate Stockton, and it's Sprewell who benefits at the other end. 85-80, the East by 5.
You know, Sprewell reminds me of Andrew Toney, a guy that can just score in bunches.
Hannah, a report on Sean Kemp.
Well, Dick, I just talked to the West trainer, Jay Jensen, and he said that Sean Kemp has had a hip pointer problem in the past. Apparently, he has just aggravated that hip pointer, and Jay Jensen, the trainer, does not believe that Sean Kemp will return to the game. Dick?
All right, thanks, Hannah. Malone blocked by Coleman. There's your power forward against power, and Coleman winning that exchange, and Scottie Pippen, another 3. He has 5 in the game and a total of 24 points.
What did I tell you? Michael, don't say nothing else to me. I'm my own man. I'm here to show the world that I can play. That's what Scottie Pippen is wanting to show everybody here today. And he's showing that.
He's tied Mark Price's record set last year.
Pippen blocked that last shot, so I mean, he is all over the place in this ball game, showing all of his talent and all of his skill. Pippen has 5, one more to get, but the way he's shooting the ball, he might get that plus more.
And also, hey, I might be the man of the NBA.
I think it's those Dorothy shoes. I think it's Dorothy shoes, those red Wizard of Oz shoes.
This is interesting to see this all evolve in terms of him coming out. This is like his come out party in Scottie Pippen.
You know, last week against the Phoenix, I was trying to explain how can you call a great player better than that. But as you watched him perform against the Suns, it's just every time he gets the ball, something's bad's going to happen to the opposition. 11 points for B.J. Armstrong. Sprewell at the other end.
You know why? Because Scottie Pippen is a three-dimensional player. He can pass, shoot, and dribble. He can create. And you don't find many guys like that.
For that, you come out to stop the 3, and he makes the drive, but a block. Stockton with Richmond on his left. Always looking for Malone, and he gets caught by Coleman without a saddle.
Well, he was looking for Karl, and everybody knew he was going to pass it to Karl, and Coleman was trying to hold up, but yeah, quite couldn't hold up.
You got to stay on 10 seconds, right?
Ride that stallion, he said.
David Robinson back in for the West.
That's how David Robinson has gotten all of his free throws. They've been isolating for David Robinson, and bang, with that quick first step, he's right by Shaquille O'Neal.
Man, 7-1. Is it supposed to move that quickly?
Again, when he can get any center out there, and that's the way that John Lucas has been using him because they've got Dennis Rodman. They know Rodman's going to get the rebound. He's going to get to the rim. He's going to get a foul.
Oh, the West continues to carve into the Eastern lead, and the three-point play by the San Antonio Spurs star makes it a 4-point game with 3.5 to go in the third.
Price was the guy that got him going the last time.
Oh, my. 92-86, Price with 11. Sprewell over Coleman for 3, way off the mark. And here comes Pippen, takes the rebound. Look at it. Oh! And Armstrong trying to look back at Price. Lost it out of bounds. Benjamin Roy. Sinbad.
Well, Scottie Pippen trying to lead B.J. Armstrong, and B.J. looked away, and that's what caused him to lose control of the ball. It wasn't a bad pass.
West yet to make a 3. Stockton pulls up. Sprewell. Patrick Ewing the rebound. Ewing to Pippen.
If fans can watch Scottie Pippen, he's always under control. Always.
Ewing and Robinson the battle, and Patrick a little short. Stockton with a loose ball.
Nice stuff. Right here. Open up, open up. That's it. Right there. Come on, Scottie. Come on, come on.
It's Lenny Wilkins.
Turn around. Oh!
Coaxing his defense, but a runner by Mitch Richmond. Play for Lonnie Kruger at Kansas State.
Plays pretty well.
Oh, Scottie Pippen, wait a minute. What did you say to him, Magic?
Hey, I told him, go to work. That's what I told him. You know, he's a beautiful basketball player. That's who you would pay to see.
Well, Pippen dancing between his legs and then just a little finger roll on the scoop. And it's Scottie Pippen's afternoon. It's going to take a big run from someone else to knock Scottie Pippen off that trophy.
27 for Pippen.
Play hard, play smart, play together, all right?
Holy smokes!
Oh, it's going to be that kind of game, is it?
Surge of energy. Oh, my goodness.
Here comes Avery Johnson. A title's at stake. Spurs are closing in. They want Duncan. Got it on the entry pass. Double team. Elliott on top. Elliott bluffs, drives, kicks. Avery Johnson with the lead. Yes. Avery Johnson drills it from the baseline, and the Spurs have regained the lead.
The little guy sticks that dagger right toward your heart on every occasion.
The San Antonio Spurs win their first ever NBA championship.
Magic Johnson, Steve Jones, Dick Enberg back in Minneapolis. Scottie Pippen with his last delicate finger roll for 27 points. He's 4 under his season high of 31. 32 years ago in St. Louis, Philadelphia's Wilt Chamberlain established the All-Star record. He scored 42 points. He also had 24 rebounds, but all in defeat as the West would win the game 150 to 130. And Pippen at 27 at least couldn't flirt with a possible All-Star record.
Not only does he have 27 points, but he has 10 rebounds. I mean, and I don't know how many deflections and steals. But like Steve Jones was saying, he's been all over the basketball court, making things happen.
Mark Price out to Dominique Wilkins. He's off the mark, and David Robinson has it for the West. The West trailing by 6 on the attack. Danny Manning. Horace Grant with a rebound, and it's B.J. Armstrong.
With this group that is out on the floor for the East, Mark Price really has to make things happen. And if he doesn't, the West has a chance to close on the lead.
Mark Price, what a sharpshooter. 13 for him.
Man, you've been right on the money all evening, Steve. Man,
well, they call him Snapper.
I see that.
David Robinson on the setup from Peyton has 11. 96-90 the East. Coming down to the final minute of the third quarter.
Got a mismatch. Out.
That's Lenny Wilkins as Mark Price hits a three. 99-90. He has 16.
Man, he's giving Scottie a run for his money right now.
Not enough of a run, but he's keeping the East ahead. I mean,
hey, he's making the writers vote. That's what he's making them do.
He had 19 last year. Remember, in the last, most of them late. And he was 6 for 9 from three-point range for the record, one ahead of Scottie Pippen.
But if it wasn't for Mark Price, the writers wouldn't be voting.
he had, last year he had huge three-pointers to keep the East in the ball game. Today he's kept them on the lead and making the right kind of play.
Patrick Ewing and a wrist slap. Latrell Sprewell. Hannah?
I'm here with Charles Barkley. Charles, our cameras caught you talking to your teammates at the half. What'd you tell them?
Well, I told them we would turn the ball over too much. I had to give them a little pep talk. I told them I needed the extra cash for winning the game, so they got to pick it up a little bit.
Who'd you take in the Super Bowl, Charles? I'm a little worried.
I'm a Buffalo Bill fan. No matter what happens, I'm going to stick with the Bills.
What's the missing ingredient for this team, you think?
Oh, they miss me. I didn't think they could win without me. No, I think they can win. I think, the East is playing well. Scott is playing terrific. And once one guy gets rolling, it's pretty tough to stop him, and they get their momentum going.
Thanks, Charles. Looking forward to having you back in the Suns uniform after the break.
All right. Dick? All right, thank you. And Sir Charles is indeed missed. 101-90 as Ewing hits a deuce. He now has 8, and the East get it back, and Price, well, he finally misses one. Sprewell high for the rebound. Stockton with the final seconds ticking away in the third. Oh, what a pass. Maybe an overpass by Peyton, and then Robinson blocked. Sprewell can't hit, gets another chance. Robinson and Manning and the buzzer. So the West denied. And the Chicago Bulls. Scottie Pippen parading his enormous talent in Minneapolis. 8 for 14 from the floor, 27 points, and the East leading by 11 after 3.
Rockets fans smell victory. Rockets have the ball with the game tied and 6.7 to play. Drexler outside, Maloney, Johnson at the buzzer. Eddie Johnson hits at the buzzer to give the Rockets a 95-92 win over the Jazz.
Back in Minneapolis, midweek, it was 50 degrees below freezing. But boy, today a beauty. That snowman gonna melt. It's right around 30, maybe even higher. Been a beautiful day. Ewing. Fourth quarter starts as the third quarter ended with the East on the attack. Danny Manning with a foul, and that's the biggest lead of the game. 13 now for the Eastern Stars.
Spacing, we always hear about that during the regular season, but that play was perfectly spaced so Patrick Ewing could dive down the lane, an easy score for him. East has really controlled a half-court set, and that really has been the difference. In the sprint, the West has done a good job of not only holding their own, but having a little bit of an edge.
Gary Payton to Manning. Likes that shot from the side. Manning with 6.
Well, that's always been the saying in basketball. The East loves to set up and play the half-court game, and the West loves to run and have a high-scoring game.
Dominic Wilkins to Horace Grant, and Ewing Unable to bat at home, and Payton comes out of it. Oh, a nice no-looker to Robinson. Beautiful feed by Gary Payton.
And that's why you fans better not go away, because one thing about the West, they can score some points. And this game can be right back, within a 2 or 4 point game very quickly.
We have a 9-point game. You know, if they went back maybe to doubling up on the center position again, because the real dangerous 3-point threat is Mark Price. The rest of these guys will struggle a little bit. They may get some turnovers. Payton
thought he had made the steal. Let's go back to this pass by Gary Payton.
Well, Payton, he'd been looking to set people up the entire ball game. David Robinson is the fastest of all of the centers, beats everyone down the floor.
Ewing out there, Danny Manning for the rebound, and here come the Western Stars down by 9. Manning, he's 2 quick field goals for the former Kansas All-America.
He likes it. He loves it in a transition game, Danny Manning.
Looking for Price, batted away from Ewing. Horace Grant. Mark Price with 6 on the clock. First time the clock has been threatened. A rejection, and all alone, Stockton to Payton. 103.98. So just like that, the West climbs within 5, and Lenny Wilkins says, timeout.
They smothered the play inside defensively, and finally David Robinson, one of the leading shot blockers in the league, throws it away, and it's an easy scoring chance for Gary Payton, and the West is back.
Now this game around North America and the world, great popularity. Look at some of the countries' live broadcasts. It's after midnight in Europe. You've got Spain and France, Belgium. Our friends in Paris, Italy. That's just a sampling of those covering this game live. And a foul. Danny Manning with his 3rd. Dominique goes to the line.
As the West closes in and the game tightens up, we're going to start getting more attention thrown in the direction of the officials. How do the officials work the game in the closing moments of the All-Star game?
It really depends on who you are.
What do you mean? You're all All-Stars.
Yeah, but some are super All-Stars. You'll get your same call that you get during the regular season, so expect that.
Wilkins 1 out of 2. We'll listen in on how they're hearing this game back in Madrid and Barcelona, the Spanish announcing.
Balón para David Robinson, marcado por Ewing. Magnífico pase que no ha anotado Kevin Johnson. El pase de Robinson había sido extraordinario.
Kevin Johnson fouled. And Taiwan now with the inbounds call.
还是西区队的球。Manning 发接板球，一个单挡 ，Kevin Johnson 出来。
Little slow on the call there. David Robinson has 15. Armstrong at the other end, and the West with a chance, but Horace Grant with a big pickup on the loose ball, and the setup to Ewing in your face over David Robinson.
And like you say, oh my, he slammed it right in his face.
106-100. That was a big turnaround for the East. Good drive.
He has really improved his offensive game totally, especially his outside jump shot, that being Gary Payton.
Well, George Karl said he's taken the mistakes out of his game this year and really stepped up. The veteran Wilkins, and Patrick Ewing kind of likes that play.
And now we're bringing the crowd into it too.
David Stern, the NBA commissioner, enjoying the action as always.
Yes, and this is his 10th year, 10-year anniversary of David Stern.
Cliff Robinson. Or Clifford in print. He says, I'm in print Clifford, but you guys call me Cliff.
You can even go so far, Dick, since he likes you, you can call him Uncle Cliffy.
I do like him. He's getting his chance to play now, and every year his numbers go up. Patrick, 3 for 3? No. Out it comes to KJ. Gary Payton against Price. And Payton wins the battle, and we have a 2-point game. And West picking up the defense, and Kevin Johnson got a little piece of most of the upper anatomy before the foul was called.
You got everybody doing this when you came into the league. Mark Price with his version, and it's a thunderous effort by Patrick Ewing over David Robinson, and that got Ewing happy because he got another one, and then he tried that little drive and a little dish on the other side, couldn't finish the play.
Ewing's New York Knicks teammate John Starks in for B.J. Armstrong.
Well, the West has moved in a lot of quick players, and that's enabled them to come back.
Mookie Blaylock and Starks now in the backcourt for the East.
They controlled Mark Price, and with that unit, they were able to get back in the game. You got a 2-point game, and with this possession, they can either tie or go on top. Oakley in the game.
And another Knicks star in as the Oak comes in to make it a 3 New York Knicks on the floor. I think this is the first time in the game we've had 3 players from one team. The Bulls, of course, have 3 as well. Reaching on Blaylock against David Robinson. His 3rd foul.
Well, I think Coach Wilkins going to have to, I was just about to say, come back with Scottie Pippen, and he hollered Scottie on me. But this is a man who has made it happen for the East all night long, and they have to come back with him.
David Robinson with a chance to tie it. 108-107. Well, 3 Bulls, 3 Knicks, half of the Eastern All-Stars from those 2 teams, and they'll be matched up next Sunday. What a battle that'll be at the Garden in New York, and it'll be coming your way on NBC, 12:30 Eastern Time.
So you can see, Dick, that the changing of the guard has happened. That was usually 3 Celtics, 3 Pistons, 3 Lakers, and so on. So the changing of the guard has happened in the NBA, and the NBA is looking good.
1-point game.
Mismatch, and Danny Manning almost got around to make the steal. 8 seconds on the shot clock.
Pretty good effort by the All-Star. There was a day where the guys wouldn't dive quite like that. It's really become competitive, and last year was case in point as Blaylock inside the line. Ewing with a follow. Big play by Patrick Ewing, who now has 16.
Ewing is storming down the stretch right now. He has made some big plays to keep him on the lead, and the West is trying to take advantage of a Robinson-Pippen mismatch down on the post.
Cliff Robinson outside to Payton. Anthony Manning is free. Won't fall. Oakley can't get the rebound. Payton does. Robinson, David, there. Ewing has it knocked away by Cliff Robinson. The East with a 3-point lead has the ball, and we have a timeout. 7:42 left in the 4th quarter. A 3-point game.
They have to foul. Nash looking, tied up, reach in. Whoa, a jump ball! A jump ball! Hold your position!
6 and 1/10 remaining in the overtime, and the Suns leading 98-97. Tip won by Walton, flicks it outside of Kobe, takes it to midcourt. Kobe.
Bryant for the win! Bang!
Kobe Bryant has hit a shot at them! Oh my goodness!
It was a 10-point Spurs lead. Barkley picks and rolls and scores. Robinson on Barkley. It's his game to win, or we go to overtime. Barkley, 20-footer, yes! Charles Barkley with an MVP jump shot. And the Suns have won the Western Conference semifinal 4-2.
Now the Phoenix mascot, the gorilla, entertaining the fans here at the Target in Minneapolis. 110-107, the Eastern Stars lead, and why not? If you got a chance to send out a Valentine one day early, Charles wearing his Phoenix purple shirt. He's very much in vogue with his sons.
That's right.
And Phoenix getting KJ back, and apparently Barkley right after this All-Star break, and will take aim at Seattle. The Sonics with the best record in the NBA. Give and go, and Ewing off the mark, but a second chance for Starks. The Knicks connection, and it's 112-107.
Well, Dr. J predicted in your halftime there would be 2 Bulls and 2 Knicks out there. They got the 3 Knicks. We'll find out whether another Bull comes out to join Scottie Pippen if they can finish this game off.
Kevin Johnson threading his way, and David Robinson with a slam, and he is fouled. But KJ, through all kinds of all-star traffic, able to get the ball to an open man.
If Kevin Johnson, we're going to take a look at it. That's Manning passes to Robinson. Beautiful dunk. 2 guys hit him that time, and he still was strong enough to take it and slam it. But if Kevin Johnson is healthy and Charles Barkley is healthy, that means trouble for the West. They have the experience, and they play well as a team, and there's 2 guys who's going to get fouled down at the end of the game, that being Kevin Johnson and Charles Barkley, and that's going to be the difference in them going to the championship.
Oakley. It Starks for 3, and a big tray it is for John Starks with 9.
And the point of separation in this game has been the 3-point field goal shooting of the East. The West has had to try to get a lot of 2s to make up for it. But John Starks is one of the best under pressure of making those kinds of shots of the players that are now playing in the league.
Deflected by Blaylock and then picked off by Ewing. The Atlanta backcourt star, and the East now with 10-0 on the 3-point shots. And Ewing with a travel. You heard Lenny Wilkins quietly disagreeing. Wilkins trying to get Mookie Blaylock to be more aggressive. He's a very mild-mannered guy, and Wilkins, who has that image too, but such a fiery competitor, wants Blaylock to take more in charge. He says, that's what I'm trying to do, be more vocal, I'm the man on my team, run the show.
But it's one thing to say it, and it's another thing to do it. So what has happened, you might have to learn that some players have the ability to be a leader, and some people have to learn how to be a leader.
Let it go. Kevin Johnson unable to hit. And John Stockton returns.
I think Mookie Blaylock is learning how to be a leader. He wasn't really born with it, so he's learning how to be.
Good trade for Atlanta. The East 10 for 23 outside as you listen to Lenny. Elijah with a goaltend.
That was beautiful because David Robinson was scared of the inside move. Patrick baited him and went to the baseline side and took it up, and of course Olajuwon goaltended.
Sean Kemp will return for the West when we come back to Minneapolis. Well, once a 2-point lead, now up to 7 as KJ takes it inside and can't find Olajuwon. Knocked out by the East. West retains possession. Don't forget the Bob Hope Desert Classic starts next weekend here on NBC. Corey Pavin, congratulations, won the LA Open today over Fred Couples. A couple of shots. And some of the big names in golf and, of course, in politics, entertainment will be on display from a beautiful desert, Southern California. Whoa, good save by Kevin Johnson.
Stay up, stay up.
Sean Kemp. And a whistle underneath.
Oakley pushed. They're pointing the wrong way, but it's going to be the West ball. It's one of those things where, big guys, and like little guys anyway, just get out of the way, John Stockton.
Get those little gnats out of there.
Other side, come on. Other side.
We want to definitely say from all of us to Earl Strom, get well soon.
Left Robinson, Earl Strom, the veteran official, the best to ever carry a whistle. Recovering from surgery, and our best, and Jake O'Donnell said, hey, I wish you were out here working with me tonight.
One of the best ever.
117-112, the East with the ball in the lead. Ewing back out to his teammate, and Starks unable to deliver. Cliff Robinson to Stockton. Here come the West with 3.5 to go.
They have plenty of time, and the best place for them to score is with Olajuwon in the middle. He definitely can get a shot and will take a shot.
Stockton for 3. It's 117-115. That's the first 3-point shot made by the West today, and Stockton with 11 in the game. Knocked away from Starks. 9 on the clock. Ewing. Batted around, and Stockton comes up with a loose ball. And here's the West trailing most of this game with a chance to tie or take the lead with a 3.
Stay over there, Buck.
Stockton stolen by Pippen. Oh, he's so good at both ends. Starks to Pippen. He's fouled. Oh, that's an all-star play by Scottie Pippen.
Not only that, that's a championship play. All-star championship player. He's the guy who, you know, at the end of the game going to make plays like this and also gives it up and knows he's going to get it back. I tell you, the guy, you know why he's won 3 championships.
Short on the free throw. If there's been any weakness in this All-Stars game, it's been from the line. He's not shot well there. But right there with the season leaders, McMillan of Seattle, Pippen second, Mookie Blaylock. He misses them both. Stockton clears to Kemp. Sean Kemp to Mitch Richmond. Olajuwon. And Mookie Blaylock ties him up. Jump ball is the call. So 117-115, and the West with a golden opportunity, but you know, Blaylock and Ewing and Oakley surrounding Olajuwon, who certainly has the advantage on this tip.
Well, the West is thinking control, and the East is thinking steal. You got to watch Price and Scottie Pippen in this situation when the ball goes up.
Oh, tip back by Olajuwon, but Pippen guessed right. Goes to Oakley. Off to Pippen. Scottie Pippen with 29 to lead all scores. A 4-point game. 2:13 left. Stockton. And a foul. Olajuwon was hammered as he went for the rebound.
Scottie Pippen, he has been making all kinds of plays. They finally get him the basketball after he made the steal and he finished it off. But he hasn't scored like he had been scoring, but he has been coming up with the defensive plays, and that was a big play off of the jump ball. They should have known that Pippen was going to gamble.
And the reason being for that is that because the West has been scoring. Early on, the West were missing jump shots, long rebounds, and that's where Scottie Pippen is at his best when in the transition game. And the East has not been in their transition game in the last 5 or 6 minutes.
Olajuwon with only 2 points in the second half after 16 in the opening 24 minutes. Now with 19 in the game, a 3-point lead for the East.
2 minutes. Show.
Mark Price.
There's your man, Steve Jones, again. I tell you, if Scottie hadn't done what he's been doing this whole game, Mark Price would be the MVP. He would walk away with 2 trophies this weekend.
That's right. He was brilliant in the long-distance shooting last night as he defended his title. And he hasn't missed many today. Stockton. A 2. 121-118 the East.
Stockton beginning to be more offensive-minded, and he does that when he feels like the defense has gone to sleep, they're not paying attention to him, then he's going to look to get some quick scores.
It's Olajuwon on Ewing, and the foul. 4th on Hakeem. Karl Malone returns for the West. And Shaquille O'Neal has been on the bench 13 minutes while Ewing has played. Finally gets back in.
You think Isaac Hayes understands what he's doing. I mean, look at the sideburns, because they're not as full as Isaac's were. But he's trying to give everybody the Isaac Hayes look.
But he's trying to set a trend. The man's only 22 years old. You know, he's got a rap album. What athlete has ever had a rap?
Going to be in a movie that opens coming out next week.
A movie star. This guy is going to be.
Where were you when you were 22?
I was out on the court trying to improve my game.
You were making Kareem happy, I know that. Kareem had you right where he wanted.
Exactly.
123-118. Olajuwon has it picked away. In the East, Blaylock and Price. Price 7 for 9 from the floor. Oh my.
And that's what the fans been waiting on.
Yeah, that rebound went to Rochester, Minnesota. Sean Kemp with a foul.
This is what Shaq had been waiting on all night long as well, and just lost control of the ball. But he had been waiting for a chance to catch it with the basket sitting in front of him and no one in front of him, and to be able to cock it and throw the hammer down. Missed it.
This game, Steve, will prove my point, what I've been saying all along. He has to get a shot that he can go to when he's being doubled and triple teamed.
4 of the 5 top scorers in the league. O'Neal with the best season average, but only 6 tonight. He's 4 for 10 from the line.
Because you have to understand, when the playoffs come, the defense gets tougher.
Mookie Blaylock. Whoa. Almost a cuff slam by Shaq. And
Go time.
Take your time. The West. George Karl calls time. With 1:07 remaining, Karl's Western team needs 5 to tie. The East 123-118.
4:10 remaining in the 5th game. Here they go. They give it to Fisher. He scores! Scores at the buzzer. We got to take a look at it, but I got to tell you, live it looked good. You know, at the risk of being a shill, now I know why they say we love this game. We love this game. What? It's just unbelievable.
They wanted to try to get you the rim. If they didn't get that, they were going to come back and get the ball to Olajuwon, and Olajuwon almost got the tip.
Just cover now. Just defend. Latrell, be aggressive.
Price takes it in. What a game for him. 8 out of 10 from the floor by Mike Price. He's got 20. A steal.
Back to him. Yes.
Shaquille.
Back to him. Way to set him up, Scottie Pippen. We've been waiting on that. Great pass, Scottie Pippen. Yeah. I love it. See, that was a veteran, knowing that the guy has been struggling all night long and set him up beautiful. Good pass by Scottie Pippen. Left hand, caught it left hand. Ooh, and slams it.
Yeah, but did you like it?
I loved it.
Well, that's his favorite shot, and he finally got it to pay off, and it was with the off-hand, but it brought everybody off their seat.
The numbers on Scottie Pippen: 5 for 9 from 3-point range, 29 points to lead all scorers, 10 rebounds, 4 steals. The complete player. And all you young people who don't think that you can ever make it in basketball, don't give up. Here's a kid that was a walk-on football manager at Central Arkansas. Didn't go there on any scholarship for athletics. And here he is, one of the superstars of this game.
That's right. Great point, Dick. Great point.
Sprewell. Whoa, Shaq inspired by what happened at the other end.
That's right. He went after it and got it. Told him, don't come into Shaq Diesel's house.
That's his 4th block. He's averaging about 3 a game. And Olajuwon, he had to really put it up high to get it over Shaq. Pippen, another rebound.
And you know the shame about this, Dick, is the fact that here is a guy, Mark Price, who played an excellent game as well, and everybody will forget about it. You know, he's the reason why they won this game. And it's a shame you almost couldn't have 2 MVPs.
Well, that happened with you and Clyde Drexler.
Right, same thing.
You had that big game and all those 3
And Scottie Pippen, no surprise, as Magic predicted, is the most valuable player. No argument there, Ahmad.
All right, thanks, Dick. Scottie, I got a feeling that you planned this the entire time. We talked before the game. You said this is what you wanted, and you got it, the MVP.
Well, I felt very good going into the game. I knew a lot of the new guys was going to have some jitters. At least I did the first time, and I just came out and played normal.
All right, congratulations to you.
Thanks a lot.
MVP, and we'll see you next Sunday.